Hello everyone, welcome to our course. My face is about to disappear, but you will hear my voice. Welcome to English 1110. Before we get started, it'll look different from this screen that you're seeing here, but before you watch this video, it's great that you're watching this video, but make sure you have fully read our course syllabus, because this video is just going to highlight key points, but reviewing the entire syllabus and writing any questions you have about it is so important. And if you'd like to meet with me to go over the syllabus so that we can have that more back and forth feedback where you can ask direct questions and I can answer, please don't hesitate to meet with me and I'd be more than happy. But this video is just going to give an overview of the syllabus because I'd like you to just take your time to read it on your own terms and see if you have questions. So this is English 1110. Welcome. Like I said, reminder, read our syllabus first. My name is Renee Malooly. I'm your instructor for the course. Miss Malooly is fine. Instructor Malooly is a little technical, but if you want to call me that, that's fine. I'm fine with Renee too, whatever you are comfortable with. I've been teaching for the Department of English at DACC for a little over 6 years. So if you have any questions about DACC, please let me know. How you can contact me is two ways. The regular NMSU Outlook email that you were given is important to use. Make sure you use your school email address. Don't use Gmail to contact me. That's a policy I need to stick to, and it may not go into my folder if you use Gmail. So use your own NMSU school email address that you were given, and this is my school email address. Outlook email. I don't like Outlook email as much. I prefer if you contact me through Canvas mail. So let me show you right here. I'm not going to click it because I don't want anybody's name to pop up. But right here under inbox, you click it, and that's a way to contact me via Canvas mail. And I prefer it that way because I log into Canvas and boom, the notification is right in front of me. But if you email me and, well, actually, I'll get to that shortly. Let's see. All right. Too much back and forth. I'm still in summer mode, so my brain is adjusting. I don't know if y'all can relate. My office location is at the DACC East Mesa campus, DAAR building, 1010. That's my room number. Office phone number is right here. Leave a voicemail if you call, and it'll go to my email address too, because I may not be in the office when you call, so I'll get that notification right away. I have in-person office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. in that location at the East Mesa campus. You're more than welcome to go to those in-person office hours, even though you're in an online course. If that's easier, you are welcome to stop by. If not, I understand you're in an online class, so if my online office hours make more sense, I've got online office hours every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. via Zoom. I understand if you can't meet for any of those. Office hours are not required. I'm just there if you have any questions. They're strongly encouraged. But if you do have questions and you can't make these office appointments, send me an email to schedule an appointment. Let me know 3 different days and times you're available so that our schedules can mold and we can find the perfect time to meet if you have questions. The objectives of this class is to think about what's called the rhetorical situation and how to draft your communication in terms of what is a part of the rhetorical situation, audience, purpose, what we call genre, point of view, understanding different point of views in our own, all important. Express a purpose in how to structure any type of essay or argument or discussion even that you have in a logical and convincing way. Academic writing, appropriate grammar and academic voice for different types of writing that we do in this class, different types of essay. Each essay in this class is written so different than the other one. So adjusting each essay so that they are different from each other. Taking on the writing process, such as how you plan your ideas for an essay, how you collaborate with your classmates through a workshop, how you collaborate with me through a workshop, and how you organize and edit and review and revise what you're working on so that you get that. There's no such thing as a perfect final draft essay. We can always edit our writing, but how to be comfortable with our final draft after going through those processes, because the process, in my opinion, is more important than the final draft. Grammar mechanics is all that fun stuff we learn, in my opinion, as we read and write more and we get more practice. And how we learn about what makes a source credible and how we find these credible sources and how we use those sources in our own research writing. You'll have a research essay towards the end of the semester that'll really capture that objective. And how you understand different communities that you either are a part of or that you're interested in about learning about, or that are very different, that you may not agree with, but that you're different from to learn from. And how you also learn about community issues that, again, you're either aware of or you'd like to learn about or that you disagree with. This is all structured to build towards formal argument writing by the end of the semester. This is an asynchronous class. That's just a fancy schmancy way to say that we don't meet virtually for class. This course is 100% online, but all the lectures, like the one you're watching right now, are pre-recorded so that you can go back and visit that recording anytime you'd like. It's available to you all semester. So you have to work at your own pace, your own schedule. Of course, so long as it's within weekly deadlines that you have for assignments, but just to show you, and it's going to look a little different because I'm still kind of fine-tuning your course, but basically you have what's called weekly modules, and they're there to guide you so that you know each assignment, each reading, each activity that's a part of that week that you need to review that will help you for whatever assignment is due that week. So what is so important, well, I'll get to that. I'm jumping ahead too much. Okay. So if you have questions, so like I said, don't hesitate to ask me to clarify anything. So if you're thinking maybe how is Zoom used, Zoom is used if you want to workshop with me about any assignments you're working on or the essays that you're working on. If you just want to have a virtual meeting with me to discuss, review, or ask questions about the work, this is all optional, but it's strongly recommended. I'm here to help. So thinking about how you are graded, you've got 4 major essays in this class. So these are the 4 major essays that we'll work on, each with their individual percentage grades that they're worth: summary essay, rhetorical analysis essay, persuasive essay, and argument research essay. I changed some things here and there, so that's why I'm reading things aloud. If something does not make sense or the math is not adding up, please don't be afraid to let me know. I have been triple checking, but I'm only human, so I might make mistakes. So I'm making sure everything makes sense. So your 4 major essays, and then you'll have 4 discussions total throughout the semester, collectively worth 10% of your grade. You'll have 5 writing activities, collectively worth 15% of your grade, 5 journals worth 5% of your grade collectively, 3 outlines. You basically do an outline for essay 2, 3, and 4. Collectively worth 5%, workshops for essays 2, 3, and 4, collectively worth 5%. You have something called a general education critical thinking assessment that's worth 5%. It's simpler than it sounds. It's just a universal assignment that all students in English 1110 complete with the same guidelines. It's the only assignment that all students currently enrolled in the class throughout the board complete, so we'll get to it when we get there. And then your final exam. You don't have a final exam in this class, so no test, for example. Your final is a final portfolio, collection of your work, and a few more requirements worth 5%. So like I said, I triple checked. That should be 100% total. Thinking about the remakes policy in this class, if you receive a C or lower on any of the major essays, meaning any of these 4 essays, you can revise those based on my feedback. If the essay is revised based on all of my feedback, you consider all of my comments, I will increase the grade by 1 letter grade. If only half of my feedback is considered, I will increase the grade by half a letter grade. Of course, common sense, if none of my feedback is considered, meaning the exact same draft is resubmitted, the original grade will stay the same. You have 1 week from when you receive the grade to revise and resubmit. No excuses. That's just to keep you all on track. We move very fast in this class, so trying to keep up with past work and current work becomes very overwhelming. I promise you. I was a student once, and I've just seen from in the past, it's very tricky. So we have to keep up with that. Check your grades often. Right here, if you click grades, that's how you can keep track of your grades. And then go back. No other coursework will be allowed remakes, so that includes everything else you work on. The discussions, the writing activities, the journals, outlines, workshops, that critical thinking assessment, and the final portfolio. If you miss the deadline for those, you will receive a 0 and you can't submit after. Again, it's just to keep you moving forward because we move so fast in this class. Late work, your major essays and all other work, of course, should be submitted on Canvas on or before the due date marked in our course calendar. However, think about the late policy I have, and these are for the major essays only. So again, only for essays 1, 2, 3, and 4 is this policy applied to. Accepted up to 3 days late with a 25% deduction. After that, the essay will be a 0. If not submitted by that 3rd day, the essay will receive a 0 and cannot be submitted. No other coursework can be submitted late. That includes everything below the discussions through the portfolio. Again, not to wave my finger and be lectury. It's just to keep you on track and moving forward. I can't predict grades either, so always keep track of your grades. So that's the final grade distribution by the end of the semester. Let me know if you have questions about technical things like grades. Class management is important for me to review. I hope you don't ever have to drop the class. If it's about a grade in the class, if you're concerned about grades, talk to me first. Again, I can't make any promises, but we can see what's going on. If we both decide that it's best that you drop the class, maybe it's unrelated to grades. Unfortunately, life happens, right? Sometimes we have to drop the class. Just know that it's the student's responsibility to drop themselves. I don't drop students. Sometimes students, unfortunately, just stop submitting assignments, and they think that because I'm putting 0s that I'll eventually drop them, but I don't. That's detrimental to your GPA by the end of the semester. So if you have questions about how to drop or how to get the paperwork, I can happily help you, but just know that you have to submit and drop the paperwork or drop yourself from the class. If you do email me through Canvas Mail or Outlook Mail, expect an email within 24 hours or less. If I'm emailed over the weekend, I'll respond by Monday. So be careful if you have questions about coursework over the weekend when it's due, if it's due, because I may not get back to you until after the deadline. So that's why you want to pace yourself and see if you have any questions, to get those questions to me as soon as possible. Be kind, of course, right? We're in a positive learning environment, so be kind to yourself and others. Technology is not perfect. If you have any questions, or if something happens and it's an error, take a picture of it with the day and time. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I'm not tech savvy either, or I'm not tech savvy, so I need to see what the error is so that I can help you or refer you to somebody who can help you with it. We're going to talk about how to avoid plagiarism in this class, not only when we're working with sources, if we need to use sources in our work, but also to make sure work is written by you entirely, even if we don't need sources. Communication is key. Talk to me about anything going on, any questions, any concerns. I'm here to help you. We're going to have a lot of fun, but I'm here to help you to make sure that you continuously, I know it's weird to think fun and school, but you'll have fun. And then email, I was going to tell you something about email. Oh, if you email me and it's been days and I haven't gotten back to you, email me again, because sometimes there's glitches with email. Don't be afraid to take a picture of that email so I can make sure it's the correct email address, all that fun stuff. So keep in contact with me about that. I mentioned to check your grades often. This is the grades tab right here, and that's how you can check your grades. And then Like I said, this course is structured where I want to show you some tips about this class. Read the syllabus, make it your best friend. Stay away from, Canvas has something called a to-do list. Stay away from it. I can't show you it because I'm not a student, so I don't think it'll show. It's somewhere around here. It's awful. It hides important files. Students click on the assignment and they're confused on how to do it because it doesn't guide them to the previous readings that they needed to look at before they do the assignment. It's not a helpful tool. It hides important information. So what you should do is go in the order of the weekly modules. And what I mean by that, with the exception of week 1, because we start on a Wednesday, week 1 starts Wednesday, August 16th. Is that correct? Yes. But I recommend every Monday morning or at some point on Monday, start the week. So for week 2, for example, starts Monday, August 21st. You have some deadlines for week 1, by the way, so pay attention to that too. But just so you can kind of see how once the semester fully gets going, check in Monday. It doesn't mean you have to get started with the readings or the work, but just so you know, okay, week 2 is starting on Monday, August 21st. These are all the assignments or activities or readings that I need to review in order to complete these assignments that are due for week 2. So instead of just jumping to the assignment, I have this labeled in numerical order as a visual cue to guide you so that you start 2.0, then you go to 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, so that by the time you get to the work, these files were there to help you complete these assignments. Do that for every week. I mean, even in week 1, I'm doing it 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Go in the order of the modules is what I'm trying to say. Overall, things are due by Sunday nights. There's a few exceptions, so be careful with that. Some assignments are a little earlier in the week. But pace yourself, meaning maybe Monday you just look and see what's going on in week 2. What's going on in week 3? Okay, I'm going to just review file 3.1 on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to review the rest. And then Wednesday, I'll work on the assignment that's due. And so that I get everything done and that I pace myself. That's my advice to you. It may be a little confusing at first. Don't worry if it is. Don't hesitate to meet with me if you want me to break down Canvas in more detail. But that's the way to make the assignment, any of the coursework, less stressful, less intimidating. You have so much power in an asynchronous course. Use it. Break up those weekly modules throughout the week, the files in the weekly module throughout the week. Find a comfy spot to work on assignments, maybe go to a coffee shop just to do one reading. It doesn't mean you have to do everything that sitting. Take breaks. But if you do have questions about the syllabus or anything else, review the course material first. Write questions down. For example, if there's a PowerPoint, read the PowerPoint or watch the video on the PowerPoint and write questions as you're reviewing it. Then meet with me so that I can review those questions with you so that we're focused and we can have a clearer discussion about everything. I think that about covers it. Like I said, save our syllabus, keep track of those due dates, and you have power in any course, let alone this asynchronous class. So I am here for you on this journey, and I cannot wait to get to know each and every one of you. Welcome to the semester.